some of us have been in choir for a long time, and there are things maybe we may not really know. And it will be most appropriate to hear it from an outsider, Now, so I'm really happy to have you here. And also, it is my delight to have our resource person. We have two resource persons. The first person is Mr. David Iyechuku. So when it is time, we do the introduction. Then also, the other person is Mr. Jola Adeoshu. So who will join us in a couple of minutes. For those of you who went on excursion to Marina, I'm sure you saw him, the man who was taking us around. So he will also be here, We started at Cathedral, so as I told him that he has to come. So he has sent message that will be here very soon. So the two people we have here are people who, in my judgment, are most, qualified to do or who fit into what we are doing today. Having seminar is not just to have seminar because we want to gather. It is important to bring in the right resource people so that we can have, something tangible. If you were at the City Choral concert, you will see that, if you have been seeing City Choral flyers, he has been the one designing it. So, he's a man of many parts. So, during his associated board of the Royal School of Music London Grade 8 voice exam, he scored distinction with the examiner describing his countertenor as rare, crisp, and distinct. His musical skills are attributed to the high-quality training he received from dynamic lecturers at the Muson School of Music, MTN Scholarship Program, including Sir Emeka Mokedi, his primary lecturer, with whom he has worked with for nearly 13 years, alongside Mrs. Marion Apata, Mrs. Edna Shonyowo, Professor Stephen Olusoji, and Mr. Koroide Omokweloye. And he has also participated at international music festivals and workshops with the Lagos City Choral and the Muson Choir in various countries, including Latvia, Germany, South Africa, Russia, Ghana, Rwanda, Greece, Togo, and Austria. And at the 8th World Choir Olympics in Sochi, Russia, he received a special certificate of participation from Interculture, appreciating his enthusiasm and contribution to choral culture. So he has been proactive in assisting with the production of several choral concerts and operas by the Muson Choir since 2015, including Muson Christmas concerts and so on, Passion Tide and so on. While at the University of Lagos, under the guidance of Professor Albert Oikolome, he successfully formed and prepared a choir comprising non-music majors for the 10th edition of African Sing. African Sing is a program that takes place in Unilag. If you are in Unilag or you have passed through Unilag, you will know about this program called African Sing, where choirs come together. African Sing is an intercollegiate choral festival where choir delivered an outstanding performance that exceeds expectation. So beyond his musical endeavors, David is also an entrepreneur and holds certifications from Google and as graphic designer. He served as the CEO of Vintage Prints and Services, a professional branding and printing company he established in 2021. So it is my pleasure to introduce Mr. David Iyechuku as he takes us through what voice is. He will tell us what voice is, then singing in the choir, our vocal texture, and so on. So I present to you Mr. David Iyechuku.
Praise the Lord. It's my pleasure to be here. Thank you so much, Mr. Alaba, and your organizing team. Thank you so much for having me here today. I like it when I have the opportunity, or when I'm given the privilege to share things about singing with young lads like us here. Yes, we've had some experiences, but we don't know it. We don't know it all yet. What we have, we'll try to pass out. Yeah. First of all, for how long have we been singing? Most of us here. How long have we been singing? 5 years? Have you been singing up to more than 5 years? How many? 1 year. What about you? You just joined. Yeah, it's beautiful. Okay, it's gradually you start gaining that musical experience from time to time. If you are consistent, you start becoming better. Okay? Can we have a B flat, first of all? Yeah. Can we all sing? Go. Yeah, yeah, go. Can we stand up? Stand up, stand up. Yeah, 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 go. Yeah, go. Yeah. One more time on that. Go. No. Yeah, go. From this row, the men there, let me see you sing. Go. Ladies on this 2 row, let me hear you sing. Go. Let me hear you here. Go. Beautiful. Can we sit down? I guess no one knows why I decided to just do this small exercise. I just wanted to see how you make your singing. There's what we call the act of singing. Act of singing is just simply the process by which you arrived at singing. Yes, God created us, and by special grace, we all talk, isn't it? But even talking has a process. Physicians and scientists will tell you the process in which what goes on before you're able to talk, breathing and all that. Singing is also the same way. You see, we just need only 1/8 of our lung capacity to take in air, to breathe. And that breathing is just what we call kind of shallow breathing. We don't need more than that. It's just 1/8 of the lung capacity to take in proper air, to have proper breathing, to have breathing. But you can call it clavicular breathing, or you can call it shallow breathing, or if you like, you call it, what's it called? Well, shallow breathing, yes. But is that kind of breathing enough for you to sing? It's another question. Is it enough for you to have just a shallow breathing and you use that to sing? It is not enough. I did this exercise to see how our posture when we are about to sing. That's what we call diaphragmatic breathing. Okay? That's what we call diaphragmatic breathing. And that is the kind of breathing that is advised for every singer to apply when you want to sing. And the foundation of singing is your breathing. There is no way you want to become a good singer, you want to become a better singer without going through from the foundation, going through the scratch and sing, taking it from the beginning and say, okay, let me work on my breathing mechanism. That is very, very important before you start ascending to other levels of singing. Okay? So what did I say is very important? What was the first thing? What did I say? I said your breathing mechanism is just simply how you take breath when you want to sing. Okay, I know up to now, most of us don't know that there are different ways of taking breath. Do you know that before? Yes, there are different ways of taking breath. So, and I've explained one, that there's shallow breathing, or clavicular breathing, or chest breathing. That is one aspect of breathing. That kind of breathing, yes, when you want to talk in your everyday life, it is appropriate. It is enough. As long as it is giving you enough oxygen to live. As long as it is, helping to apply enough blood pressure into the system. It is enough. But because singing is, as some will say, an elevated talking, or a glorified kind of talking, you need extra than that. You need something much more than that. You don't need to just sit and, use the same kind of breathing you're using to talk, and you want to use that same kind of breathing to sing. Okay? So, I will go into the main thing, which is the diaphragmatic breathing. You see, inside your body like this, there's what we call the diaphragm. It has this church. Okay, if you look at the roof of this building now, you see that it is oval. Not entirely round, but it is kind of curved like that. Something in this shape. It is oval. That is how the diaphragm is in your upper abdomen, like that. All right? So the system, what should happen is, when you take in proper air for singing, that diaphragm should lower and flatten. All right? Thereby expanding your chest cavity. The diaphragm should lower and expand your chest cavity. And take note, where that air goes to is your lungs. You're filling your lungs with air. Whether you're trying to talk or you're trying to sing, it is your air, your lungs rather, that you're trying to fill that air with. Your lungs need that air to sustain a breath. Okay? So, as you're expanding your chest cavity, you're now able to store more air to sing. The head is your amplifier. This area amplifies your sound. It's just the amplifier. But much of the work is done around here when you sing. Okay? So when you see people, they try to strain their head or try to do some kind of this thing with their head. It's just you simply trying to suffer the vocal cord. The vocal cord shouldn't pass through strain. It is your abdomen or your lungs, your diaphragm, this area, intercoscular, interlocutor area, or whatever they call it. That's the area that has your lungs, your diaphragm, and all sorts. That is the area that suffers all those strain. Okay? So now, if I take in air, I feel this expansion around here. What happens at that time is that my diaphragm has lowered. Okay? And when it lowers, I have more air around here. But if I'm not doing that diaphragmatic breathing, nothing lowers. I just get a little amount of air. And see what happens eventually is when you now try to sing with that kind of breathing, you run out of breath easily. Some people, when they sing a hymn, ideally when you're singing a hymn, through the love of Christ my Savior, oh, da da da, all that should be in one breath because it's one phrase. But some people will go through the da 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 da, or if they try, they do da 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 da. No, that shouldn't be. When people sing like that, it means that the foundation of singing, that act of singing, has not been corrected. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? Are you with me? Huh? Are you with me, everyone? Okay. So what I'm trying to explain is, in the act of singing, you have to learn to take breath the proper way. You have to learn to take breath the proper way, because that is what will enable you. The abdomen here. So they work with each other when you want to sing. So this area amplifies your sound. It's like having a speaker, and the console. The console is where you set the sound and what not you want. You set everything. But the console, if you don't apply jack and all those things, will sound come out, you won't hear anything. If you talk through the microphone, you will not hear anything. Okay? Until you bring in the speaker. The speaker is the amplifier of that sound. It brings out the sound. That's what your head area is. Okay? The mouth there is like that microphone which I'm holding right now. If I don't have this microphone, or if I talk with the microphone and there's no console, you can't, produce sound just directly through that speaker. So they all work together to get sound out. Are you with me? They all work together to get sound out. So breathing is the most important aspect of singing. Okay? So we'll do some exercise right now. And we'll correct that, because when you guys stood up, I was noticing some people, when I say sing, you go like this. Your chest is out. Your shoulder is out. What you're simply doing is a shallow breathing. Okay? And that doesn't help you. When you're singing, what I expect from you is, when I say sing, you take in air. This area expands. And when it expands, it's like an elastic. It bounces. When you touch your tummy like that, like this now, I'm holding my breath. I've taken in air. It bounces like that. Okay? Most importantly, this area, the upper abdomen. Are you with me? But you see, that air, the feeling when you take in diaphragmatic breathing, the feeling is that you filled the upper abdomen with air. But really, the air is going to your lungs, because that's where it's actually supposed to go. Air doesn't go to the diaphragm. Okay? The diaphragm only gives a support for air to be stored, for air to go around properly around your chest cavity and to the lungs. Are you getting me? Am I making sense here? So all these things, it's not just about talking and giving some scientific this thing to it. You understand it better when we practicalize it. Okay? You get to know it better when you practicalize it, and your singing gets better. Please, let's have that C now. Yeah. Can I hear that? Just, yeah. Stand up, please. Yeah. Go. Okay. There's a relaxation. Ensure that this whole area is very much relaxed. There is no strain around your neck. There is no strain around your head area. Nothing. It's just this place, having that strain. Yeah. Can we go one more time? Go. Yeah. Go. Yeah. Go. Yeah. Go. Okay, so let's have the breathing exercise. Can I see us breathe So when I say breathe in, I will take my hands up, you fill with air. If I say do like this, you hold the air. And when I say exhale, you take the air out, okay? So I want you to relax first of all. Are you very well relaxed? Your shoulders, no tension, nothing. Breathe in. Relax. Come. You come. Yes, I will have to use you as a breathe in. No. And you see what happened now? Breathe in again. Okay. I don't want this area going up. I want to feel this area shooting out a little. Relax yourself. Be very well relaxed. Breathe in. No. Hand around my tummy like this. Just this way. So when I say breathe in, what I expect is, you felt it, okay? Put one hand here and one hand on my shoulder. So when I breathe in, I go. This area expanding. So that's what I expect you to do. So try it on your own now. Relax, be very well relaxed. Breathe in. Gradually. Be very well relaxed again. Breathe in again. Okay, so you have strength. So relax. Breathe in one more time. Okay. Breathe out. In. Relax, relax. It comes, you won't just get it all now. Do it one more time. Put your hands around there. So when I say breathe in, I go. You can feel it? You can feel it. Okay. So try with someone else. Hello? Can you come, please? Let's have you do the same thing. Let's check him now. Since you understand the process, right? Okay. Let's see if he's doing the right thing. Relax. You're very tensed. Relax yourself. Be very well relaxed. Add some smile to your face. Eh? So breathe in now. No, don't allow this area go up at all. Let it be very, very relaxed. Very, very relaxed. Meanwhile, let me have some, strain around here. Kind of. Out. No, you're still raising the shoulder. Okay? Breathe in. Hands there. I'll put your hand around my waist. I'll show you. Can you feel the expansion? Okay? You can feel that expansion. If I do that, say when I want to sing, I quickly take in air. All things are possible to me. Da, 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 da. If I keep going, all things are possible to me. There's not much air for you to even sustain. Singing is actually, you're sustaining a sound when you're singing. So because it is called sustenance, you're sustaining sound, you actually have to take enough air to help you sustain. So if you don't have enough air in you, you can't sustain sound. When you talk, you don't talk at a stretch. You break it. But because singing involves phrasing, you actually are supposed to connect certain words together. You're supposed to connect certain notes. Okay? That means you have to sustain sound. So to do that, you need enough air to sustain. Are you getting me? You need enough air to sustain. So from this day onward, you do that yourself, that due diligence, to ensure that you're taking in enough air. Now, one exercise you do for yourself, this is not an exercise you do here. We'll do some exercises here. When you get home on your own, lie flat on the ground with your head facing up. Okay? with one leg raised like this to give you some form of balance. When you do that, now apply that exercise. How do you do that exercise? You can just do a count of 5 for a start. Okay? Because when you lie that way, it's difficult for your shoulders to go up. Okay? It's easier for your tummy to expand. So when you lie like that, you count 5 as you inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do the counting on your head. You don't count it out because you're using the mouth to, And I advise most times that you breathe in through the mouth rather than through the nose. Are you with me? Because when you're singing, the two they don't always work, together all the time. There's a disconnect. So, but it's easy when you're singing. It's easy to take in air again from the mouth. Okay, even from the air, a little air goes in through the nose as well. Are you with me? So when you lie like that, you count 5, inhale, and so that your chest cavity keeps expanding, you hold that breath for another 5 counts. Are you with me? You hold it for another 5 counts. And when exhaling, I know you'll be exhausted at that point in time. But you see, that is where you test yourself. Okay? That is where you know if you'll be able to hold breath. You send that air out gradually. You don't just go, no. You take in air, hold it, and when you're bringing it out, until it's getting flat. All right? Before you try it again, you relax yourself and do that process again. If you continue that act from time to time, you see that you start gaining much more expertise in the act of singing. Are you with me? So let's all relax. Go back. Everybody relax. Stand properly. Stand properly. Can you do this? Relax yourself. How do you feel now? Forward. Back again. Feel. Do you feel relaxed? Do you feel relaxed? All right. So I'll do the counting and you will do the exercise. I want you to, don't cheat yourself on this. Don't cheat yourself on this. Ensure you're doing it the right way. So again, you put your hand here, okay? It's a mental exercise. Are you with me? It's a mental exercise. So as you're taking in air, I want you yourself to feel that expansion here. I want you to feel it. Let your shoulders not be good. There's no reason for your chest to come out when you're breathing in. No, it's not necessary. We go to the lungs. Okay? So let's start. Are you ready? Are you ready? Breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. Relax. Okay, so when I say exhale, I want to hear that sound. Can be more than 5 counts. All right? So let's try one more time. You have to be very, very relaxed. No tension anywhere. Okay? Can we go again? Breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. Get exhausted easily. I need more. So we increase the number now. Are you ready? If you're doing this and you're feeling tension around here, you're not doing it fine. If you're feeling tension around your neck area, you're not doing it well. Let there be some kind of strain here. It's your tummy that should suffer all the pain. Okay? It's your tummy, this area. So let's go one more time. We'll do from now, from 1 to 8. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. It's okay. It's okay. Okay, we'll do it again. But now when you're exhaling, I want to hear a sound. Are you with me? So you take in air, you breathe in, hold that air, and when you want to exhale, you exhale with a sound. Let's have C, something. Yeah. Or let's have F. Will it be too high? Yeah. Better. So let's go again. Are you ready for me? Breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Exhale. How are you feeling? Okay. So the thing is, this process is not achieved in one day. That's the truth. It is with consistency in practice. You master the process. Some very good singers you see, they've mastered it to the point where they don't have to think of it anymore. It has become a way of life for them. It has become a way of singing for them. So it's not what they have to now start thinking, oh, I have to take bread this way. You have to master it to the point where once you're appointed, once you're chosen to sing, you flow. You flow. The process just comes on its own. All right? Are you with me? So let's have Bella Signor, Bella Signora. Can I hear that? Go. I don't want you to break it. Bella Signora. Go. Bella Signora. Again. Go. All right, all right, all right, all right. You see, that's why I said it's a mental process. You have to always be ready for it. You know, you don't just do the exercise when it's time for exercise. Then when it's time for singing, you leave the exercise and just sing. You have to apply that exercise to the singing. Okay? So all that we've done, as I've said, let's sing Bella Signora. You apply that process. Okay, this is how I'm supposed to breathe. You use it and sing properly so that to avoid cutting your singing. There's a way you sing it to sound unpleasing to the ear. There's a way you sing it to sound pleasing. It is that breath that helps you connect your singing properly. Are you with me? So as we are doing this right now, even when I'm not here any day, when Bama will be taking you, think of that process. Let it be part of you. You don't do away with it. That's what happens to us, most Nigerians. We try to always put aside the process to do a thing or in which to do a thing, and we just go ahead with it. So it doesn't matter. Then when we continue, we hit a brick wall. We go back again and start finding the exercise and by then it's too late. So you have to go from the foundation and do the right thing and achieve a good. Oh. All right. There's the aspect I've not told you. That you see, this area, they call it the mask, is the amplifier of your sound. The way your face is also determines the way your sound will come out. Hope you know that. If you're putting your face in a very sad way, your sound has a tendency of being so shallow, when someone hears it. The mask, I advise that you raise a mask. How do you raise a mask and expand the back of your mouth? Is by what? Smiling. You add some smiles to your face when you want to sing. Okay? That's why you see some professional singers, even when they are singing a song that is a dirge, a sad song, they still have a way of expanding the inner mouth. You think they are smiling, but no, they are just trying to, give their sound a better output. Okay, but it's advised that you always put a smile to your face. Even if you are singing and Bama offends you, still smile because you want to do what? You want to produce a good sound. Okay, so Bella Signora. Open sound. Okay, as against Bella Signora or Bella Signora. Which one do you like? You like the first one. Okay, the third one, I sang it nasal. The second one, I sang it with the throat, not being open. Okay? So, and I didn't have the support of this area when I did the other two, the last two. If you have the support of your abdomen with proper breath, I'm still holding my breath as I'm talking to you. That's what happens. So you don't isolate this area at all and want to give this area the strain. So let me do the shallow breathing and sing for you. If I continue like that in a very high note, you start seeing my vein as if it wants to pop out, as if I'm a vampire. It's going to, as if the vein will, draw out from my neck. Okay? This whole area, don't forget, must be very, very relaxed. Your neck very relaxed. Your face relaxed. You don't want people to be seeing all the entire strain on your face because you are singing. Singing should be what? A very smooth process. Very smooth process. All right? So let's go on. Let's sing. Let's sing. One, go. Bellas. Go. Bellas sing you. Go. Beautiful voice. Go. Okay, so now, also to have the inner mouth open, it's also advised that you rest your tongue at the lower part of your teeth. Let your tongue not be wobbling when you're singing. Okay? So I go. That's beyond my pitch, but I'm still using this area to support and get me that pitch. Are you with me? So rest the tongue at the lower part of the teeth. Let it not be wobbling. Okay, let's try that same. What key are we? F sharp. Let's take it down. Let's take it down to D. 1, 2, go. Go on. Okay, so let's increase the exercise. Bella Signora. Can we try that? Bella Signora. Together, 1, go. Okay, we'll get it. Bellas do mi so do ti do re do ti la so fa mi re do. You understand that? Okay, so we're just singing out to it. Bella signora. Can I have these 2 rows? Sing. 1, 2, go. Do that, go. And then can we do that? Go. Go. See the way I'm opening my mouth? Go. Put your hand here. Hold it. So sing. Go. Okay, do it twice. Go. Are you with me? Okay, let me hear the other 2 rows there. 3, 4, go. No, just go from go. Are you bass? Huh? Are you bass or tenor? So that's your pitch. Go. Don't forget this area. Don't forget this. This will help you. Go. Let me hear Go. Okay, I need. That's what we call portamento. In singing, you glide through each note smoothly. Okay, I'm not doing staccato or any form of. I'm just gliding through it smoothly. I'm not doing. Are you understanding my process? So I'm going. Can we try that? 10 us. 3, 4, 1, go. I'm not hearing all of you. Can you sing together? 3, 4. Huh? Oh, okay, these are 10. Oh, just these people here. Okay, let me hear you. Again, 3, 4, go. You can't be singing with your mouth closed. You can see me the way I'm raising my brow because I'm going top in notes. Sorry. Let's try it again. Go. Bella Signora. Let's try it. 10 us. Go. Bella Signora. Let me hear you. Sing. Go. Bell, bell. Try. Go. You just joined the choir. Oh, you just moved from which part? Huh? From soprano. Okay, it will come gradually. Bell. Just make that first note. Bell. You're going bell, bell. Sing bell, bell. Go. Bell, bell. Sing that. No, you've gone up again. Yeah, yeah. Try that. Go. Yeah, yeah. That's what you're singing. Sing it. Sing that. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. A lot of issues there. Okay, so the tenors. Let's have everybody. Soprano and tenor. Can we sing together? Bella sing. Let's have that same key. Welcome, sir. Bella Signora. 1, 2, 3, 4, go. Articulate your sound. Bella Signora. Go. Ta para 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 ra 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 ta. Okay? Ya 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 ya. 3, 4, go. Bass. Let me hear us. Bella sing. Shin welcome. Our chairman. Bella Signora. Bass, go. Let me hear all of it from here down. Go. No, 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 no. Don't do. No, don't choose that. Like I said, it's here. Bella, Bella Signor. Go. Let me hear you. Go. No, you're straining. You can even see from your that you're straining yourself. You can look into a mirror when you want to sing and see how your entire head area, is coping. If it's looking like you're straining it too much, you're doing too much, then you change it. Like again, it is your abdomen, your tummy area that should receive the strain, not your head. It's only an amplifier. You shouldn't stress your neck. You shouldn't stress your head. bell. As easy as that. You know, bass is not until you go, no, you don't need to do all that. Straight. Are you with me? Okay, as free as possible. Please come out. You, just come out. Let me. So sing. No, again. Bell, bell. Smoothly, go. That is shallow. That's, shallow breathing. What I want is, that's the ideal thing. Okay, so let's have you do it now. Relax. Breathe in. No, you're still going up again. You're still going up. I can see this area. Relax. Breathe in again. Exactly. You're coming gradually. Breathe out. Breathe in. Sing, or any time you want to sing, focus on getting air into this place. Don't focus on doing this. Okay? Bell, just give me that note. Bell, sing. Bell, no. Bell, say air. Air. Can you talk for me with me? How old are you? Don't answer that. Just say, how old are you? How old are you? Okay. My name is this. Say it. My name is Michael. I'm talking very broadly, open. My name is Michael. Yeah, that same way, apply, don't do, when you want to sing now, you start changing texture and everything. My name is Michael. No. Let it still remain open. Bella Sigio. Go. Relax yourself. Relax yourself. Relax yourself. Go. I said it now that you shouldn't allow your tongue wobble. Bella Signora. But just do Bella Signora. Go.
Bella Signora. Bella Signora.
Don't be shy now.
Okay, I'm not. Bella Signora.
Yeah, something is changing. Sing again. Go. That's more open. Go back. So let me hear the bases again. Let me hear all the bases. Bella Signora. Go. Go. Of the mouth, just up here is called the hard palate. The soft palate is inside. It is most advised that anytime you want to sing, focus on that air which is coming from your lungs now, okay, into your vocal cord. Let that air hit the hard palate. So, this is wood. This is my palm, and this is wood. Can you hear any sound? Can you hear a sound? Okay. So your sound is better amplified when you focus on that. Focus on getting that air into the hard palate rather than the soft. Bella Signora. You sound funny. Bella my vocal cord is open. So I'm freeing it up to get that air out. So I like to use the balloon as an illustration. Okay? You see, a balloon, if you fill air into the balloon and hold the neck of the balloon, what happens? If you hold the neck, the air will remain where it is, right? Okay? If you release your hand a little, what happens? It goes. So imagine that your tummy is the belly of the balloon, or your lungs, and the neck is your vocal cord. Just imagine that the neck of that balloon is your vocal cord, and you're suffering yourself. You're releasing air small, small. Make I no waste time. Make I no bring everything out. Make it no be as if I did too proud. You're just bringing it out small, small. But if you release the balloon, what happens? The air flows. Okay? So when you sing this way, Bella sing yo, you're tightening up your vocal cord. You're not allowing air flow, because that air is what you need for the singing. You can't sing without air. The air which you've taken in is the same air you use for singing. Okay? That air passes through the vocal cord, hits the heart palate, and you get sound, proper sound out. Bella signora. Can I hear the bases? 1, 2, go. Alto, right? Soprano. Altos are here. Okay, this whole row is soprano. Okay, let me hear the altos. Bella signora. Can we hear you sing? Go. There's this misconception that alto is supposed to sound one particular kind of breezy way. There's not much difference between soprano and alto. Not much difference. The only difference there is pitch. All right? A soprano singing alto will still be alto, isn't it? If I bring a soprano now to say, okay, I want you to sing alto in this particular song, will that soprano change the voice and say, okay, this is how alto will sound. Let me start sounding this way. You will sing and I will hear the clean thing coming out. So alto is just the same as soprano, but the difference is the pitch. The pitch a soprano will hit, sometimes you cannot get that level. All right? And you, the altos, you have even much lower depth than the soprano. You can fill up the bass where they can't get to. You know, when composers write, they give altos some low notes because they know that, yes, this is where you can get to. But they won't give soprano that note because they know that you can't get to that place. When they write for alto again, E flat, E, they stop you there most times. But they take soprano even higher to G, give you more because they know that you climb. But in texture of sound, it's almost the same thing. Okay? So I wouldn't say if a soprano sings, and when I say alto sing, no, I need the same feel. So soprano, let me hear you and alto sing together. Together, 1, 2, go. Please, let's have something different and end with that. Canticorum. 3, go. See. Okay, I see you don't know the words. Just sing it to ya. 3, go. Don't forget our breathing exercise again. Don't forget it. Don't leave it aside. So let's sing in parts now. 2, go. Let's go up a little. Go. One more. Go. Soprano, open your mouth. Soprano alone. Go. Next key, everybody. 3, and go. Ba, 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 ba. Don't rush. 2, 3, go. Okay, thank you very much. Let's sit.
A wonderful session. Please, let's just take 2 or 3 questions. If you have any question, please, you have the floor now. Because Mr. Jola is coming in immediately. Any question? Okay.
Thank you, sir. I would like to ask you, as a soprano singer, if I have, sometimes to, I get this challenge of maybe I'll want to break in between. How can I control that if I am unable to go along with that line? I want to break. Is it possible? Is there a strategy for me to continue on that line that I want to go on?
Break in what sense?
Like maybe I want to sing on a line, and I'm breaking.
Why do you want to break when you're singing?
I'm saying at
your
times
breath?
maybe the breath wants to break. Is there a technique for me to continue and not break?
Okay. I think I get what you're saying. So that's where so for example, you're singing a long phrase, okay, and you're unable to sustain that much, and you want to break and move on. Of course, yes, you can. And that's where you apply your mouth. Okay, say you're singing. You see what I just did? It is with the mouth. It's a very quick process. It's a very quick process. You take in air, you fill up almost immediately and move on again. Okay? So it's not a process where you just have to start waiting. Okay, let me take enough. No. Already you have some amount of air in you, but you need more to move on. So you have to quickly take in through the mouth quickly and move on again. It's a very quick process. Yeah, sometimes it's kind of subconscious. You don't even tend to think of it when you're doing it. You know, it comes and you move on again. Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you for the exposure, sir. My question is that while singing, especially this is my bass part, it's kind of difficult for me, just like the way you brought me out the other time, taking in excess air. Then by the time I try freeing the air out, it's kind of like suffocates. So how can I sustain more of the air in which I can be able to open up the lungs the more to flow?
Okay, I did say here that there's an exercise you need to do. It doesn't come with one exercise. Consistency helps. Okay? I told you what to do here, that when you get home, okay, you can lie flat with your head facing up and your one leg raised up. Okay, continue that exercise of that breathing exercise. From 5 counts, you increase the counts, or you start using the watch to check the time, how many minutes you're doing it. Okay? From seconds, say from 5 seconds, you increase it to 8 seconds and all that. The more you do that, you see improvement. You now be able to sustain, to hold that breath. The muscles around your lungs will now get more strength to hold on to more breath. All right? So it comes with continuous exercise. Apply that exercise. In 1 month or even 2 weeks, if you continue that exercise every day you wake up, and maybe when you want to sleep, you will see an improvement in the way you hold your breath, in the way you breathe in, and mostly when you want to sing. It's very, very important. Yeah.
Okay, one final question.
Thank you, sir. As an auto singer, let me say myself, I battle with cold sometimes. I can't go lower sometimes. I break in between singing. And I just leave it for others to do, then I join again. Now, my question is, how do we combat cold as singers? And yet you must still be productive. There are days you don't plan to have cold, but along the line, maybe the next day, a Sunday, on a Saturday, you started sneezing and your voice is already, you're having issues singing. Now, the next day, you have to sing and you must still be very productive, because Bama as a person will counter you when you don't give him what he wants. So, what's the strategy, or what do you think we can do as choristers when we have maybe cold or when we are not feeling well and we still need to sing?
Even when you have common cold, you can still be able to produce sound. Are you with me? Most of what we've talked about today, if you understand that process, because the common cold you're having sometimes might not be even linking to where that sound is coming out from. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? Okay, so if you understand that process, you will be able to surmount those things. Now, one remedy in combating common cold and sore throat and all these kind of things is gargling salt water. Warm water with little salt. It helps, it does wonders. It does a lot of wonders. Like I just did day before yesterday. I had malaria. I've treated malaria. Malaria comes with other symptoms. Sometimes you may be having common cold and all these things, but it's not actually cold. It's not actually all that. It may be malaria. So when you treat malaria, these other things go clear off. Okay? So I treated malaria and was still having that, not sore throat per se, but I was feeling some kind of strain around here. I decided to gargle salt water. Immediately I did that. The next day I felt fine. So when you boil a little water, let it not be too hot, something that can go through your mouth. Apply little salt and gargle. What I mean gargle, and throw away. Don't swallow the salt. It's not advisable to swallow salt. Okay? When you gargle like that, do that process for like 3-4 times. It kills some form of bacteria that is causing you that common cold. Yes, it helps a lot. Okay? Talking about singing low notes, it is exercise. Everybody has a range. Every voice, there's a range. Okay? But you can also expand your range by exercising. Don't always be shy of going to that note when they say sing that note. Okay, due to code. Okay, fine. So everybody has a range. You know, if it's cold, just do some of these remedies. It will work. Yeah.
Now, let me ask the final question. How do you manage in a church like in a parish like our own? The choir functions also as the band. Now, do you know in other parishes, like especially the Igbo-speaking parishes, you have the choir separate, you have the band separate. Now, but in, let me say, most Yoruba churches at times, Yoruba-speaking churches, you have the choir also doubling as the band. So how do you manage your voice in this instance? Wherever you have to sing hymns, sing the descant, then you still have to go and sing the choruses. So how do you manage that?
You know, there's most of the pop singers we know in our society. Most of them started from the church. They started singing church music, and eventually, when they saw that, okay, this one is paying more, they go to that side. What creates the difference in different genres of music is technique of singing. Your voice is still your voice, but the technique you apply in singing choral music is not the same technique you apply in singing band music. Okay? Like, for example, when I'm singing choral music and maybe singing some oratorio, you find some melismatic notes and some things like that. But in singing band music, you don't have such. But you have some form of loops and some other kind of techniques that are used in band music. So the difference is just technique in singing. So whichever way you find yourself singing here, apply that same way. Apply that same, but the technique differs. I know in Yoruba music, there's some kind of techniques you use to make it differ from each other. But your voice remains your voice. The way you produce that sound is still the same process. The way you get that sound out is still the same process. Are you with me? So you have to really be a smart singer to combine these two together, so that you don't end up using this technique and bringing it here and it starts affecting your voice. You bring in this technique here, you want to use it here, and it starts affecting your voice. So you should learn to say, okay, now I'm here, this is what I want to use. Now I'm going to here, this is the technique that is required of this. If you can't manage both, it's better for you to just stay clear. If you can't manage both, just stay clear.
Thank you so much, sir.
Welcome. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Please, may I crave your indulgence to please wait so that we can have a group photograph together. Mr. Jola will come in immediately now. So before we go on, let me read his profile, because he will speak to us for 30 minutes and we'll quickly have questions, because he will be playing his service. You know, cathedral churches are always busy, so he has to play his service at 1:30 thereabout. So let me read Mr. Jola's profile, a quick one. Well, Mr. Jola currently serves as the Master of Music at the Premier Cathedral Church of Christ, Lagos. And he has served He has served in the cathedral for over 2 decades, that is over 20 years, as an assistant organist under Mrs. Tolu Obajimi and as sub-organist since 2013 under Mr. Tunde Shoson. Prior to his appointment at the cathedral, he was assistant organist at Christ Apostolic Church Yaba and also at Christ Apostolic Church Itire. Itire is not far from us here. You might know Itire. So he started his journey in music, learning how to play the harmonious as a boy before proceeding to the organ. Jola studied music at Adeniro Ogunsoya College of Education, Ijaniki, formerly Lagos State College of Education, Acquired, and at University of Nigeria, Nsukka. He holds Musical Society of Nigeria certification on organ and theory of music. Also includes ABRSM diploma in organ performance. Is a student member of the Royal College of Organists, UK. In addition to his role here in the cathedral, Jola is a full-time music instructor at Atlantic Hall Education Trust Council, Ekpe. He combines as unwavering commitment to music excellence with a pioneering spirit, earning him a reputation for exciting and innovative commissions. And of course, is a fine recitalist and has had the privilege of gaining experience from great minds, both at home and around, some of which include Marionel, Cape Town, South Africa, Professor Mada, Germany, then Williams from UK, Paul Ledington Wright, UK, Paul Carey, RCM, UK, Professor Margaret Phillip, UK, as well as James Parson, UK. Currently, he just came back from Germany on a musical tour. So I bring to you Mr. Jola Adeosun, a very seasoned musician, musicology. So he'll be talking to us about choir management, what is choir, some of us are in choir, what we need to know about choir. So I bring in Mr. Jola Adeosun.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. Yeah. Good morning. Good afternoon, everyone. It's 12 noon. So, today we are looking at everything pertaining to us. Before I start, I must highly commend your choir master and the choir management. Because if we have to look at it, I've known this church for like so many decades now, because I grew up around here. My parents' house is at Ikate Street there. And I know quite a number of choir members of this church. They reside around here. So I knew them and we grew up together. So particularly, I know this church for decades. So we thank God that we can keep that tradition going. And thank God we have the maestros like Mr. Alaba and the choir management team that supports him. It's not been easy to be a choir master. He can always testify how much he puts to make this work and to bring this standard. It's about interest, you know. About keen interest, because if you don't have that mind, you don't have that spirit, you don't have that spirit of endurance. It is immorality, this and that, fight, enmity. Before you know it, it will spread around all the societies in the church. Because as we are connected to the congregation, we are connected to the priest. Whether we like it or not, our parents are part of the congregation. Abi? And so many things cannot happen in the choir. And you feel frightened. You go home and report to mommy or daddy. Or you have siblings outside the church that, can fight the case for you. Maybe sometimes when you come for choir practice and you are told to stand throughout. Maybe choir master forgot to have let you sit down. Maybe after 5-10 minutes. But he forgot. He was carried away conducting. But you now take it personal that, maybe he does not like me. That's why when that madam came, she came 2 minutes before me. And she sat down in 5 minutes. But me, he told me to sit down. He told me to stand up for like 30 minutes. You understand what I mean? So that is where... In university, we have what we call choir management. Because whoever is leading the choir must be psychologically okay. What I mean by psychologically okay, he must be composed. Whatever way of life, you must be what? You must be composed. Because your personality is just like whoever is leading the church. We must always lead by example. So any chorister can one day or the other become a choir leader. Abi? Any chorister, anytime, can become a choir leader. And I've defined a chorister, Abi. It's a group of people that come together to sing and minister and propagate the gospel of Christ through their music. That is what we do day by day. Anytime we come here, we come into what? Either by musical instruments or by... voices are also part of the musical instruments. The way you sing. Soprano, alto, tenor, bass. Sometimes we have additional part like descant. You sing some pieces. You have soprano 1, soprano 2, alto 1, alto 2, tenor 1, tenor 2, bass 1, bass 2. That is a double chorus. In rare cases, there are some music like that. So, as a chorister, make it a habit to be disciplined. You can be disciplined in so many ways. In so many ways. Attitudinal discipline is there. Musical discipline is there. Behavioral discipline is there. And you must be committed to the charge given to you. If you're always there when they do ordination, they will say something committed to your charge. And they ordain them. Because they expect, as a chorister, you are expected to be able to cope in so many ways. In Anglican, for example, Anglicanism, we have what is called choral Martin, Abi, in which we sing settings, vesicles and responses. Oh Lord, open our lips and our mouth shall show for thy praise. Abi, Shebi, you sing that here. It is the work of the choir master because he's not sleeping. He's always hardworking. He's always looking for. You don't want to repeat the same setting. Maybe William Smith, what he sang last week Sunday. You don't want to repeat the same thing this Sunday. He will practice with you, prepare you. And so psychologically study every one of us to know what fits us most. Because what fits Madam A is not what fits Madam C. In the aspect of vocalices too, when we say vocalices, the placement of parts, it is the work of the choir master. And that is why, to be a choir master must start from a day one when you start here. For example, I started, it's not even far away from here. I started age 7. You know that Christ Apostolic Church at Mushin Road, Itire. When I was age 7, that was when I started. Although music has always been in the family. From mother's side, from father's side. So when we talk of mother's side, Itire, CAC, is my mother's family church. When we talk of CAC Yaba, that's my father's family church. He was once choir advisor, choir master, and so many things at CAC Yaba before he passed away. So even he was the first or the pioneering indigenous musician in Nigeria. Princess Adeosun with CAC Yaba. If we know this song, Kò sẹ́ni bí Jésù fún mi láyé o, ẹ̀yin ará ẹ gbà Jésù gbọ́. Those were indigenous sacred music. So he was one of those pioneers of those things under the CAC Yaba. And the CAC Yaba is not only, all these CACs, they are not only for revival. They are very good in music. They are, very sound. We have lots of us in the industry that, like, one way or the other, shift away from, because of the love of the classical music, we shift away from, that CAC kind of mode of worship. We shift into Anglican, and we are still relevant. So, and because I love to develop myself, and I opted for standard, I stayed in the cathedral as an organist, from assisting organist to assistant organist to sub-organist to organist and master of music. So I joined them 1998. I joined the Cathedral Church 1998. February 1998. I started my, learning how to play 1989. This is just to wake our spirit up, that it is not too late to start from somewhere. So in 10 years, you can be going up and up and up like that. At least in 10 years, 89 to 98, I could form a standard that is acceptable by the then master of music in the cathedral. Are we following the story? So it is not too late to start. As part of what I wrote here, to become a better chorister, one, you must be disciplined. Inside the discipline is dedication and commitment. All these things I will name, they are still inside one body that will make you something to be cherished in future. Two, you must be spiritually inclined. God will lead you through to that success in music. Because music is divine. Whether it is a sacred music or a secular music. And that is why most of our musicians, whether in the church setting or religious setting or outside setting, it's just like one spirit. By the time they start that music, the one spirit will enter them. Mukbaro. Because you see, it is a metaphysical subject. Music is a metaphysical subject. It's either you are led by a positive spirit or you are led by that other side of the spirit, which is negative. And that's why the outside world musicians, they are far more inspired. Because you see, even in the Bible tells us that Oga Korin was who? Oga Korin, no. Aside the David, what? Lucifer. Oga Korin, you see, Oga Korin, because you see, he led the music. The music was at the peak. But you see, the kind of spirit that goes inside the musicians, that follow musicians close to close. How do we say that one? You understand what I mean? It is far more it. So you have to like, inside you think of, okay, what kind of spirit would you want to be led? So we have to decide and be prayerful about it. Especially we in this part of our music is spiritual. We are propagating this gospel. And don't forget that if you are doing this God's work diligently, Holy Spirit will follow you. Holy Spirit will be your guide. No harm will touch you because you are doing it wholeheartedly. Do we get? And you must be musically endowed. I'm reading out how to become better musicians. You must be musically endowed. If I'm not musically endowed today, Cathedral would have sought out for musicians around. They knew my source. They knew I'm from Christ Apostolic Church. But you see, over time, they have understudied me and they have weighed me, put me on different tests. There were so many times they would bring people that were, they came after me. They put them above me to test me. There are some roles you play when you are at a particular point in service. But they will now bring your junior ones to you never can tell. Maybe it's a test of time. But if you fail at that time will pass. Do you understand? So, but just be diligent in the service. I am talking about you becoming somebody in the next 5 years. As part of becoming a very strong member of this choir, training on musical instruments. Don't just use your mouth to sing. Learn to play any musical instrument. These musical instruments, I could still remember so many people that have, in my line of music, God has assisted them to grow up musicians. And most of the musicians in Christ Apostolic Church, Itire, thank God for the life of Pastor Dr. Kola Shonaike. Strings family, violin, viola, cello, woodwind family, piccolo, flute, oboe, clarinet, bassoon. He brought brass family, trumpet, tuba, euphonium, and then he now bought percussion. Younger ones like us, we put into it then, and we learned. In fact, it now got to a state that that standard was useful for every other ones. Because I could remember when I joined the Cathedral Church, when they were celebrating their 80th, 1998. That was when they were celebrating the 80th. They performed Judas Maccabeus. God has used so many people for me in my musical career. I cannot name them all. There was this man there at Abati Barracks, the director of music at Nigerian Army, late Colonel Eru. No, late Lieutenant Colonel Eru there. I played at one Christmas carol. They just invited me. He said, "This small boy, people can underestimate stature." What kind of small boy? But when I got there, he was impressed. Was shocked that this kind of big music is coming from this source. In fact, I was even smaller there. This story was even before I got to Cathedral. Because before I got to cathedral, within 89 to 98, within that space, maybe I learned like 3 years, and in 3 years I could now be able to play 4 parts. My first classical music I played to learn was "And the Glory of the Lord." I cannot forget. All these things are now stories. You can count so many years after 1989. It's decades. And all glory to God. We are not stopping there. We are still moving. Another thing, I've told you about training on musical instruments. Another thing is to be you must have good morals. You must have good morals. You must have good behavior. You must be godly. Pray for God's direction. It may not only be musical. You have different views. We have different views in life. But me, I was to choose insurance because I saw my will I say, the husband to my aunt was trending then in the insurance. And when we left when we were about to finish secondary school, you always look for where money is, who is trending in life. So insurance. But by the time I got to senior secondary, I got that I was not good at some subjects, how to drop them. Sometimes when you do maths, and anytime you take a mathematics book, your brain will be getting hot. That was that time. you don't even like it. There are some subjects, you take it like this, you don't even understand. The interest will never be there because it's not your line. Physics, you take it like this. But you cannot join your friends. So you see, the period to mold yourself is from your primary school days. Talking to the secondary school, primary school people. Know who you want to become. So even in junior secondary, I was the only person that did music in GSS 3 Kilamankwe exam. The only music student, and passed it with A1. Only that subject I passed with A1. You can imagine what I'm saying. So the music I knew, which started since 1989. And don't forget, music is a universal language. It's a universal language. If I go to China today, it is still the 5 lines and 4 spaces they will still be reading. If I go to Germany today, it is still the 5 lines and 4 spaces. Every other thing can come after it. So when you understand that principle of reading your 5 lines and 4 spaces, application of your 5 lines and 4 spaces, and I know your choir master is teaching you how to read, Abi. You read music either by sofa notation or by staff notation, Abi? Because we have different ways of writing music, Abi? If it is not sofa notation, it is staff notation. If it is not staff notation, alphabetical notation. G, capital letter G means chord of G, a major chord. Small letter A, meaning A minor. Abi? A7, meaning A minor 7. If it's a capital letter A7, that's an alphabetical way of reading music. Abi? Another way of reading music is by Roman numerals. When we say chord 1, Roman figure 1, you know you are going to play chord 1, but a key must have been specified. For those who play instruments, they write Roman figure 1. That means you are playing chord 1. Roman figure 4, you are playing chord 4. Roman figure 5, you are playing chord 5. You see, I've told you so many notations in music. And when you are grounded in this kind of aspect, you have understood the universal language. So what you need is to develop it, in which, if you develop it, you become an institution. As we are today, myself and your choir master, we are institutions. And that is why we can handle this. And that is why all the diocesan bishops will be their art. Do you understand what I mean by their art? Because if you know what you are doing in music, a bishop will hold you like this. Because he would not like to play away with you. Because you are the owner of his career. Am I joking? If you know music very well in Anglican, and you play the organ well, and you know how to teach, you have good morals. Forget it. A diocesan bishop will have authority over you than the vicar in charge. Especially if you now have a bishop that is more musical and exposed like your bishop. I worked under your bishop some time ago because he was once a provost at the Cathedral Church of Christ, Marina, Lagos. He understood how much we understand music. Are we getting it? So, as you see us, we are institution and we are blessing to whichever diocese we are. Do we understand what I mean? So, I've listed so many things. I hope my lecture is not dull. But if you follow it trendingly, you'll see sense in what I am saying. In what I am saying, I say it is not late to serve. It is not late to start learning music. It's not late to start learning instruments. If you want to be a leader of this institution, it may not be here, but it may be institution. Because you see, the way we see it these days, because of economic factors, musicians are running out of this country. Pray, I will not say pray that your master will not get visa, because he will get visa. No, he will get, but God should put it in his heart. Even if he wants to go, he should place somebody that is well-grounded. Abi, he should place, because we don't know what is coming. Emile ma sọ fún wa pé kò jápa o, mi ò sọ pé ó jápa o. But you see, Emile sọ fún wa pé anything can happen any day. He wants to build his career. I would like to build my career too. I know a number of us that are very good in music today, but we can count a number of us remaining presently in Nigeria. It may not be economic factor, but they just want a change of style. They just want a change of environment. They just want a change of everything. You understand? So, about interest. As you see me, I have 2 children. And my wife and my children, they live in Germany. I'm the only one in Nigeria. All because of what? The interest I have for the job. Are you following it? And it's not that I cannot see them anytime I want to see them. But you see, I still value to serve in God's vineyard than to carry my family on my head. Some people, they carry family and put on their head. Without family, they cannot. But you see, it's about philosophy and principle of life. I met my wife at the College of Education, Janiki. Since then, 2000, anyway, that 98, to talk about it, there is no age that you cannot get a good job. As I joined the cathedral, I picked between cathedral and that College of Education. You understand what I mean? I was never in the university when I got offered at the cathedral. These are challenging things again. That means I've molded myself when I was in secondary school. 89, Don't calculate my age, because you will not use it to do. I am not a small boy. 89, I got admitted to a secondary school, a junior secondary school. So let me say, when I was in primary 6, transiting between primary 6 and GSS 1, that was when I started learning that instrument, because somebody challenged me. And there were stories behind it. If I have to say my story, I can give lecture and use my storyline. Give this. For us to be challenged. It's not about when you get to the university, you now get a job. No. I got to College of Education. I was picking in between going to College of Education in Lesha, picking Cathedral. I tried it for weeks. I saw that it was not working, because every week I was coming for choir practice on Thursday. We will now stay till Sunday. Sunday evening, I will go back to Elisha. So, one accident happened around Oshodi one day, that the bus I entered like this. Was it my bus or another bus in front of us? That bus ran. Even before we got to the toll gate, it was coming from Oshodi. We were going after church service. I was going to Elisha. That bus ran into one grandma and one little child. That grandma was holding that. It ran into them. In fact, many of us could not wait to see what was happening, because we know what happened. So we now had to go back and take another bus. Since it was my bus, we now had to come down from that bus. When I'm speaking, it's as if I am seeing what I have passed through right in front of me. That is the experience of life. That is how I see life. And that is why I have seen that there is humor in when you be yourself and you choose your career. Your art, choose your career for you. Your system, choose your career for you. Your body, choose your career. Your family, choose your career for you. Everything about you, choose your career for you. That the then choir master at Marina, Richard Bucknor, late Pa Richard Bucknor, he was invited to CAC today, because every year they do performance of works. You know, all those performance of works will always make the young chaps work hard. The performance of Mozart, Handel's Messiah, creation, Eden's creation, performance of Judas Maccabeus, Elijah, Medicine's Elijah. So many works, one performance every year. We never knew that all these things we are doing, God is using them to mold us. All those performances, you cannot eat about two books, 2 literature books in music, and you will not be good. You will be good, me. Because when you practice so hard, you practice with your ears, you practice with your mouth, you practice with your... when you play organ, it's a psycho domain. Abi? Because every part of you will be active. All the domain in you will be active when you play that organ. Yes. Yeah, only him, we are playing him. You will listen to the choir, listen to the congregation. You will balance the stops. You will you are looking at the next order of the service. And you are looking at whoever is not disciplined in the choir. There are so many things working. That is music for you. It will develop you. So, I charge every one of us, and I challenge every one of us to be more, how did I put it here? Challenging oneself more by going out and listening to more professional musicians. You need to listen to more people around you. You can even Google it, because we are in the world of online services. keyboard for 200,000. With this present economy that our president has removed fuel subsidy one night, he just open his mouth and remove everything. It's not easy like that. And the cost of everything, immediately he said it like this. Everybody change their prices. So to buy a keyboard you have for like, you go to Lawansing. In those days, I don't know, maybe they still sell it, that Lawansing road. They sell portable keyboards. Then they still sell it 10,000, but maybe now, maybe 50,000. So don't wait till when you buy instrument before you start learning. Endeavor to move closer to whoever you think knows better. Don't forget that we have musicians that are keiko. Some will teach you the wrong perspective. Just choose wisely who will teach you well. So please, be time conscious. Ethics of the choir, you need to understand it. You need to understand the ethics. What the do's and don'ts of the choir. So that you don't start doing the wrong thing at the right time. Or you do the right thing at the wrong time. Very, very, very important. I think I can stop here. Thank you.
Question? 3 questions.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the insights, the eye-opening. No, really appreciate. I remember myself, humble self, Oluwaseun. I'm a bass singer. I want to ask a question because for me, I grew up just like this. I think to some extent I'm exposed to some levels of music. I was part of the choir just like this, though I was forced into it. Then I used to go to the upper class then. Dad said, "Come and join the choir." I said, no. "Come and join the choir." I said, no. So at one point in time, I joined the choir. So I think to some extent, consistency then made me to be better to some extent because at a point in time, I graduated from tenor then to bass. Then I was consistent in the rehearsal. So even at the point in time, I was growing. So those, the uncles, they don't have time again. So most times when they come and they don't understand where we are coming from, they tend to depend on me because I'm always consistent. So even though, not that because I'm musically inclined, but because I come to choir practice almost every time. So, you know what, I cannot come here. Okay, actually, so they follow me. So that's why most of the times I used to fight with this young boy, and him like, come, organist choir master in all our Anglican churches because vast majority of the choristers don't understand how to read music. And that's a fact. And how do we infuse study I learned? So it's getting better, but it's still far from it. That's a fact because of time and everything, interest and all that. But how do we infuse that ability to read music? It's not just limited to only Trinity Ikate. Every Anglican churches is a problem because when you say, okay, you know what, open the, so at least 1, 2, 3 in each part should be able to, okay, no, the first key is, okay, you start from there. But most times you have to be, la, 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 repeat, la, and from there we go on. So how can we? So this is about we as a chorister and also as a choir master. How can they infuse that ability to sight read? And also how can we as a chorister really help ourselves to be able to sight read?
Yeah.
Just to make work easy for every one of us. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. It's a very good question. Make work easier for teachers. These days, your choir master too is a teacher. Because whoever teaches the choir how to sing, how to do this, is also a teacher. So those skills to make a teacher, particularly these days, is to identify key people that can read music. that will assist in building that courage to other people. So, because it's not a one-man job. Leadership is not a one-man job. When we say leadership, he has so many cabinets. Part leader for soprano, part leader for alto, part leader for tenor, part leader for bass. And he can easily identify who has the potential of reading music. He will crave more time. He will look at people that has the most consistent people. You can draw them closer and expose them more into it. Those ones will now imbibe it to other people. Do you understand what I mean? So, Prime Master, sir, you may not do the job alone this time, but identify people, one, consistency. Those people that have keen interest in coming to choir practice regularly. Draw them closer to you. Imbibe that spirit of sight reading in them. Let them know how to sight read. It is them that will now influence others. And it will make the job easier for you. I think so. Like somebody like you, even if you don't know how to sight read yet, and you crave to know how to sight read, he can organize a forum, whoever that can come. By the time you organize it for 2-3 times, you know the consistent people. And you know those people that are most committed to it. You imbibe that spirit in them. It is those ones that will inspire others for you. And the job will be easy. Have I answered your question? So, please, let's be consistent. It's not easy. It's not easy to train. So sometimes, give him time to teach you. Abi?
Hello. Sir, you talked about choir management, and one of the advice you gave is to be disciplined. But I can say that I joined the choir, I think 16 years ago, and we had aunties there. In fact, I think there were categories of aunties, age grades, and uncles there. And in the soprano seats, in fact, they can, if you want to sit where maybe you feel like I want to sit here today, they will send you away. That's stand up, go and sit elsewhere. And you can't misbehave. They will beat you and be expecting your parents to come and fight them. That's in fact, it will look like a gang up. They are ready. Not for just Mabo and Druding. But in this generation now, I can say they say they are Gen Z generation. I can say the indiscipline is very high. The rate of indiscipline is so high that you can find it everywhere, even in the family, which is the background. You can find indiscipline there. Not talk of the church. And then the choir whereby you have people that are coming to sing. It's a voluntary work. So there's a limit to where you can discipline them. If not, they just lose interest and leave. Then at the point in time, you have to be begging them back that will come. But now, my question is this: how can we discipline this? How can we discipline ourselves in the choir? The management of the choir comes from the choir master, then the ESCO, down to choristers. Now, as a choir master now, he tries to balance it in a way. He will scold us during rehearsals, and later he will, soft pedal and talk to us. But there are some cases whereby, apart from the choir master now, even within ourselves in the choir, they know themselves, even as I'm speaking now, they are rude. And you have to hold yourself not to slap them. Because when you deal with them, they'll go and call their parents and it will just escalate to rubbish. That in the long run, you'll be blaming yourself, why did I touch this person? But we cannot keep leaving them to continue with their behavior. How do you think we can caution them or talk to them? Because they are here, they are listening to me. I can point them out. Because they behave in a way that they are rude to even you and their part members. Not talk of elderly people in the choir that that I don't even know what to say, but sir, how can you just give us advice on how to caution?
Thank you very much. In most schools, most international schools or most private schools these days, because it's of the rule in the child protection right not to beat any child, not to scold any child. So I think what they do most of the time in those schools is appraisal formula. We'll generate ways we can do appraisals. Like the well-behaved people, you just have to do some incentives and encourage them. Maybe it could be end of the month. So all those ones we encourage the good behavior. And those ones that are not getting those kind of gifts, will want to behave well. And spirit of tolerance too, we need it. Every one of us needs to tolerate ourselves. Money, irinisi, insonilojo. As a leader, the way they see you is the way they will batter you. If they see aggressiveness in you, they will test that aggressiveness and on it, switch it on, and switch it off. So you know what? Psychologically, play on intelligence, play on people's, so that people don't understand your direction. Because when they know that, by the time they will know that Emma talk or Emma stand. So, as a leader, as an individual, don't let people easily read you and get you right. And you just have to be tolerant. You need, at this age where we are, we need to waive so many things. Sincerely, if we really want to live long in this economy, you need to be patient. You need to be gentle, humble, and let this thing be active. It will be resting, Give the time to rest, because this brain controls every activities of life. And don't let worries, because you see, the young generation, they have ways of, and there are ways we can also accommodate their bad behavior and mold them. You draw them closer. You chip in your own. Before you know it, all those bad attitudes they do, they will not do it again. Because you have what you see. Don't control it by it will get to the brain. Brain will interpret it and get to the emotion, disturb the mind, and then forward. So, when Tunde, the organist and master of music, the then master of music, if he left some things undone, who is the subordinate? It is me. So I will cover the holes, cover the loopholes. So who is your assistant here? So you too, you must learn to cover your gas loopholes. Don't expose it. Because you see, everybody could tell what is happening in the cathedral. Abisa, everybody, even if you are not musical, you will know that the number one is not always there, but something is trending something is moving this train in this choir. It is when they get to know. Because you see, we must be supportive. We must maybe because I've been a teacher for long, and teaching is part of the family. My mom is still a teacher. One way or the other. She has retired though, but she decided to have a daycare. So whether you like it or not, she's still molding. Abi? My dad too passed on through teaching, banking, and music. You can never be a musician and you not know how to mold. Because that music you are playing, it will set your system, set it. We have music that can make people go crazy. We have music that can relax the brain. We have music that can serve as therapy. I hope you've got all the things. I cannot say everything today because time is fast. But with little ways I've been speaking my mind, that is how my life reads.
One final question. Who has any other question? Final one. Who wants? Sorry. What's your question?
Why do you advise we should learn an instrument? Why do you advise we should learn an instrument? Why?
It's not a mandatory arrangement. It's not mandatory. It's for you to develop yourself. It's for self-development. And you see, by the time you learn instrument, the tonal center will open. You understand better approaches to your singing. You may not learn into professional way, but you see, you can also sit down at the keyboard. What choir master has been saying since morning that people don't understand. You go there at your own private time. You trace those notes. It will help your singing. Sure you understand?
My question is for how I started, right? I just came to the church newly and I saw how the choir was. It's like how it sang. So it was really majestic. Like you love what you're hearing. So I was like, I have an interest to start there. So when you get there, you start knowing other people. There are just some people that are really intimidating to know, and they are really scary to relate to.
You to it. Abi, it will look as if we have studied all the subjects of life because leadership about everything in life. You may not be fantastic professional. You don't need to be professional. You just need to understand humanity. And humanity is by standing here, reading everybody's mind. Abi? Don't worry, with these few points of mind today, hearts will change in Jesus' name. Those people that are unapproachable before, go and meet them now. You see that their mind, God will use me to touch their mind. In Jesus' name. Thank you very much for the time. I love it.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Jola. So, please, we're going to have a photo session outside with two of them before they go. So, immediately after the photo session, please, we just have a 30 minutes of rehearsal, or 35. Then I'm not keeping anybody here till 2 o'clock. Okay, here, we should snap here. Okay, so that we should snap in front of the altar. Please, can somebody remove this? So we just wait for 30, 35 minutes, touch one or two things, and then you can go. Won't be here till 2 o'clock. Bye.
All right, please come around, Sopranos, come on. Ladies, jump out, bro. Come on. Ladies. These guys. Oh yeah. Abi?
Okay.